In a world where tempests often howl around us, where the chaos of fate, people's actions, and unforeseen events are constant companions, there arises a need, not for outward fortitude, but for an inner strength. We must, as if commanded by some eternal law, learn to act as if nothing can hurt us. Imagine, for a moment, the Stoic sage. This individual stands with the firm resolve of one who has come to know that the winds of life may rage, but they cannot break him. His skin may be pierced by the cold of adversity, yet his spirit remains untouched. His feet may slip upon the rough stones of the world, yet his mind remains firmly grounded. This is no fantasy, no distant dream. This is the philosophy we must cultivate, for it is through this discipline, this deliberate choice to master ourselves, that we carve our own fate. The Stoics, men like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, understood that pain and hardship are not external forces we should fight against, but rather trials of our own resolve. When we acknowledge that we have no control over external events, but absolute mastery over our own reactions, we gain the one power that truly matters, the power of our own will. In this truth, we find the way to act as if nothing can harm us. The unseen wounds, the impact of life's forces. Consider this. When a great storm strikes, it does not discriminate, it lashes out, showing no mercy, and yet, it is our decision whether we cower beneath its fury or stand tall with resolve. The same applies to the hardships of life. They will come, there is no doubt. Illness, loss, betrayal, these are not anomalies, but constants in the human experience. Yet we must not let them break us. We have all encountered people who, though they are surrounded by the same storms, do not find themselves crumbled by them. This is the Stoic way. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." If we believe that external events have the power to crush us, then we have already surrendered to them. The people who will seek to hurt you, the weak of will. Let us now examine those who seek to drag us down. They are not always malicious, nor are they always aware of the havoc they wreak. They are simply individuals who, in their own way, are still subject to the whims of their passions, those who respond to life's challenges with anger, fear, and helplessness rather than with self-mastery. You will find these people around you, the ones who erupt in rage at the slightest provocation, the ones whose happiness is always tethered to external circumstances, the ones who blame the world for their misfortune. Their lives are often punctuated by melodrama, by the constant ebb and flow of emotions that seem to govern them. Such people are often exhausting to be around. They will push you toward frustration, challenge your patience, and fill your spirit with unnecessary turmoil. Their reactions to life's circumstances are as if life itself were an enemy, a force to fight against, to resist with all the energy they can muster. But we must not become like them. We must learn to withdraw ourselves from their influence. The world of emotions, the realm of uncontrollable reactions, is not our domain. We are not swayed by every storm. We learn not to respond in kind, not to match their anger with our own, their frustration with ours. Instead, we rise above it. Stoic strategies for dealing with the weak of will. To deal with such individuals, Stoicism offers us several invaluable tools. 1. Practice emotional distance. We must begin by cultivating emotional distance, not out of coldness, but out of understanding. Recognize that their emotions are not ours to own. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. We are not responsible for their emotional turmoil. We must, instead, focus on keeping our own minds serene and clear. 2. Respond, don't react. The key here is to act deliberately. Do not react impulsively to the chaos they bring into your life. Their anger is like a fire, it can only burn if you feed it. Stoicism teaches us to meet provocation with calmness, to observe the emotional surge without being swept away by it. 3. Compassionate detachment. Recognize their suffering, but do not allow it to pull you down with them. The Stoics believed that we should not be indifferent to the suffering of others, but we must learn to maintain our tranquility. Show kindness where possible, but protect your inner peace at all costs. 4. Lose their behavior as a mirror. Let their behavior become a reflection of what we must avoid in ourselves. When they react with weakness, remember that this is an opportunity for you to practice your own strength. Their behavior can serve as a reminder of the path you are striving to walk. And, when necessary, retreat. If their presence constantly disturbs your peace, seek distance. Even the wise must sometimes step away from the distractions and turmoil that others bring. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Do not waste your time and energy engaging in conflict that is beneath your dignity. The cynics of the world, the envious and the bitter. There are other people, those whose lives seem to be built on envy, bitterness, and cynicism. These are the people who watch others succeed, and their response is not joy, but a deep-seated resentment. They live in a perpetual state of comparison, measuring their worth against the success of others. You will spot them easily. They are the ones who mock those who strive, who decry every effort as futile, who would rather pull down than lift up. Such people poison the air around them, filling every room with negativity, every conversation with doubt. It is a cancer of the soul, and it spreads rapidly if we do not guard ourselves. They seek to harm you, not by direct attack, but through their toxic worldview. Stoic strategies for dealing with envy and bitterness. 1. Do not take it personally. The first strategy is to recognize that their envy is not about you, it is a reflection of their inner turmoil. They are unhappy with their own lives, and their bitterness comes not from your actions but from their inability to achieve their own desires. What is not good for the beehive, cannot be good for the bees, Marcus Aurelius warned. Their envy cannot hurt you unless you allow it to. 2. Led by example. Rise above their cynicism. Live your life in a way that demonstrates the joy and fulfillment that comes from self-mastery, hard work, and virtue. When you succeed, let that success be the greatest rebuke to their bitterness. 3. Avoid their influence. Just as with the weak of will, sometimes the best strategy is simply to withdraw. Keep your distance from those who seek only to pull you down. Focus on your own development, your own goals. Be careful of the company you keep, for it is said that a man is known by the company he keeps. Surround yourself with those who uplift and inspire. 4. Embrace gratitude. The Stoics believed in the practice of gratitude as a shield against envy. If you are content with your own life, if you have learned to accept what is in your control and what is not, envy loses its power over you. The envious cannot harm a soul that is at peace with itself. Final reflection. The unyielding will. In the end, the Stoic path is not about rejecting the world, it is about accepting its nature. It is not about ignoring suffering, it is about mastering our responses to it. We must learn to act as if nothing can hurt us, for in this act of will, we unlock the strength that lies dormant within us all. In the words of Seneca, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Life will challenge us, but we must face it with courage, with patience, and with an unshakable belief that nothing external can touch the essence of who we are. So, stand tall. Cultivate your inner fortress. Let the storms of life rage, for you, unlike others, will remain unbroken.